Imagine a public space set along the water's edge where residents and visitors can stroll, walk their dogs, and experience nature. We have just such a space in Downingtown Boro, set along the banks of the East Branch Brandywine Creek. Our organization is called Restore Our Roots, and we're a volunteer group working in the borough to enhance native habitat and connect people with nature. Our project is a community pollinator garden, and it's the first 100% native public garden in the borough. We chose Johnsontown Park for its visibility. The garden sits at the meeting point of 3 walking paths. One leads through the park, one past Borough Hall and into the center of town, and one leads over the bridge into a new mixed-use townhome community. We began site assessment in February 2025, noting that the area was dominated by turf grass with 4 existing river birches. Site considerations included full sun, soil compaction, mostly dry but prone to periodic flooding, weed pressure, herbivory, highly visible location, and use for educational events. When it came to design, Restore Our Roots is incredibly fortunate that one of our members is a professional landscape designer. Mark Eberhardt of MSE Landscape Associates donated his time and talent to create the garden design, with the goals of softening the concrete bridge footers, transitioning from a backdrop of condominiums into parkland, and using 100% straight species natives. We began site preparation in March by pulling out masses of erosion control netting. We also removed a patch of invasive Japanese Pachysandra that a local developer had planted under the bridge, and we replaced that with native Pachara aurea, which we received by donation. Next, we held 2 community events to smother the turf grass. We chose to go chemical-free with the sheet mulching method, and we reached out to our local community to ask for donations of plain brown cardboard. Downingtown Boro residents came through in spades. We had about 30 volunteers at each event, and we won the support of Borough Mayor Phil Dagg, who also got in on the action. We also have so much gratitude for Downingtown Boro Public Works. They brought over piles of leaf mulch, wood chips, boulders, and cut logs, all as donations from their storage yard, and they placed the boulders for us prior to planting day. At this point, all the work had been done by volunteers for $0 cost. Now we were ready to plant, thanks to grant funding from the Pennsylvania Native Plant Society. In mid-May, we hosted another volunteer event, and it took just a couple of hours to plant 932 plugs and 37 shrubs. We formed a bucket brigade to haul water from the creek, and we watered in each plant. We marked and laid out a wood chip path that winds through the garden. We placed some logs along the path as seating, and we laid some out as habitat to look as if a tree had fallen. We also installed a temporary fence to protect the young plants. The site looked amazing, and the existing river birches helped create a nice structural element to our newborn garden. When it comes to maintenance, Public Works came through for us again with a regular watering schedule, and we were also fortunate that we received lots of rain in the weeks right after the garden was planted. Of course, that meant the weeds were also growing well, and weed pressure has been fairly intense. We monitor the garden weekly, and we are holding periodic weeding events. For our first growing season, we've had more blooms than expected. We've already seen monarch butterflies, and the mountain mint is a pollinator magnet. And within 2 months of planting, we had a box turtle take up residence, who our social media followers lovingly named Polly because she chose our pollinator garden. Every time we're tending the garden, we're thrilled with the community response. Passers-by consistently share their gratitude, and we're looking forward to endless possibilities for community education. Downingtown residents have already embraced this garden, and we're excited to watch it grow. Thank you to Pennsylvania Native Plant Society for your support.